Hi.
Your debut album comes out today.
Yep.
Are you excited?
I am excited.
How excited?
Really excited. Like, super excited. It's been a long wait for it to actually finally be out. So.
Where did you get the idea for the album artwork?
I was just like trying to think. It originally was going to be just like a white cover with the black logo, and like it was just going to be that for the longest time because I was like, we'll just do that. It'll be, perfect, it's simple. And then it just hit me the idea for the video, and I was like, wouldn't it be kind of neat? Like, I don't know how it will work out, but like I end up like kidnapped by a bunch of blonde girls in the back of a car. And then it was like, yeah, and that kind of would look good on an album cover maybe, and so it just kind of was like that. It was just really like, and I called my sister and she did the video and she was like, yeah, that'd be really good. And I actually drew, like, there's a really crazy, like, horrible sketch drawing of that image that is out there somewhere. Yeah.
What or who influences your onstage style?
On-stage style? It's gone through a whole lot of different things. Right now, I think the main one is like David Lee Roth, like Van Halen, David Lee Roth. Mostly his solo stuff afterwards. Like he kind of had like a different thing going on, and I've been really getting into that and trying to do that kind of like really like 80s throwback stuff, but try to stay away from like too like Steel Panther-esque kind of. Also like have a little bit of seriousness in it, even though but not taking it too seriously. Being serious without taking yourself too seriously.
You've toured with some big names like The Darkness and Autumn Low, but who's been your favourite?
Well, The Darkness. Yeah, The Darkness. Justin was like my hero since I was like 13 years old when I first got their first album, and it was that was a huge influence on me. Just seeing that like people still want to hear that kind of music and guitar solos and like over the top like rock, stadium rock, and so just being able to tour with them and like be able to call them my friends is like an absolute dream. But I loved All Time Low too. That was an amazing first tour.
Do you prefer to tour in America or in the UK?
I've only done one tour with this project. I've done tours like with other bands when I was younger. But I like touring in the UK. It's kind of nice. It's very small, which is really fun. You don't have to, like, in the US you spend a lot of time on a bus, like 13 hours driving, and like that gets really tiring. So it's kind of nice to like drive 2 hours and being in another city with like, which is weird. You drive 2 hours and you have a completely different accent, completely different everything. Like you don't do that in the U.S. Like you drive 2 hours and you're still in the same state, and like you know people still know each other. Like you drive an hour to go to the mall and just go shopping. Like you drive an hour here, you're halfway across the country.
What do you miss most when you're on tour?
What do I miss most when I'm on tour? It's hard. I'm like, my family's really close, and you don't get to like talk with, just pick up your phone and call people, and that's a little rough, but I really love being on tour. Like, I don't know, it feels weird when I'm not on tour. Some people say they miss beds. I don't. I love sleeping on a bus. It rocks me to sleep gently, and when I get home, like, it feels weird just like laying in a bed still, and I'm like, when are we gonna move? When are we gonna... So I miss family. I miss just not having... There's always something next. Like, I've got a big list on my phone of like what happens for the rest of this day and tomorrow and the next day. Like, there's always something, so it's very like, there's not a lot of downtime. So that can get a little old after like, when you're on like a month-long tour. Like, but this is pretty short. You have 4 shows, so it's just really fun.
Can you do an English accent?
Can I do an English? I can't do an English accent other than like you're like really offensive, like, hello there, all right, oh right there, hello, but like, so like that's what I do, and like, but I can't do that because like that's gonna get like the crap beat out of me. I can do like, I always like, if I can hear somebody saying it, I can get close, but it just ends up being, hello there, all right, apples and oranges, all right, hello. That's what it ends up being. And I have to be armed with it. I can't just do it without it. It's got to have the like, ow! And we have a guy, there's a guy who, he like, whenever we have stuff delivered or anything over here, we always hire this guy, and that's exactly how he talks. And I love it. Like, I have one person who I know, that is how he talks. Can't really understand him at all. He's amazing though. I love him so much.
If you could change your band name, what would you change it to?
That's a hard one. I really don't know. Like, there were a few names that it was going to be that I just ended up going with Crown Jewel Defense because I was just like, oh, Crown Jewel Defense, we'll go with it. It used to be called Talos, which was a nickname that my grandpa gave me when I was born. And like that's like Greek mythology, but that's like really weird and heavy, and like you need to be doing like death metal to get away with that. It was called All's Fair. Like at one point I was like, yeah, All's Fair would be kind of cool. But I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe something weird. I don't know, like Grizzly Bear Hunters or something like that. It'd be something like that, like really crazy off the wall.
What's the craziest, weirdest, or most sexual thing a fan has ever done to you?
Craziest, weirdest, or most sexual thing a fan has ever done to me.
Please don't say this.
No, it'd be kind of strange if it was this.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have that. There's been some crazy stuff. I had a person sneak on the bus one time, snuck on the bus and hid in one of the junk bunks until we were driving off, and then this was on the all-time low tour. Yeah, they snuck on the bus, hid in one of the bunks, and as we were driving down, I was in my bunk and they climbed in the bunk. And then we had to kick him off. That was probably it. Yeah. That was definitely it. At the time though, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should, like, I wasn't really that, like, it was like, oh, they should, like, but now that I'm thinking about it, they probably could have killed me really easily. And it was weird, like, the first band on, I don't know why, maybe they thought we were all-time lowers, but they're like, that's a lot to just, like, sneak on someone's bus. Like, we'd only played, like, 4 shows at that point for them to just, I don't know, it was the hair.
If you were a stripper, what would your stripper name be?
Jay Sweezy. Straight up. Jay Sweezy.
Fair enough.
I got that one. That's it? You don't want to just like throw one out there, like a random one? Come on, off the top of your head. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Sex or food?
Food. Yeah, food. Food.
I'm not good with thinking.
That's alright.